Aldo's project today is from the Dynamic Leadership Pathway, and his project is Introduction to Toastmaster Mentoring. It's a 5 to 7 minute speech timer. The speech title is My Mentor, Coach, and Friend. And the description that Aldo gave is that he is working on completing his last speech. His speech is titled My Mentor, Coach, and Friend. It is about a time when Aldo was a protege. Aldo is going to share with us the impact and importance of having a mentor in his life. My mentor, coach, and friend, Aldo Hernandez.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. This will be a little bit personal, but how many of you went to the restroom in a public place this week? Anyone? A few of you? Okay, a lot of you? Was there anyone else in that restroom? Were there other people in that restroom? Yes? Did anyone get asked or get complimented on how they look or asked what they were doing the next day? Okay, no?
What kind of a mentor
Besides
is
Chris,
this?
you may have missed out on an opportunity to meet a mentor, coach, or friend. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I met my mentor in a bathroom about 10 years ago. His name is Ted Wisniewski. And I'm going to tell you today a little bit more about how we met, what he taught me, and some of the impact it has had in my life. So I was attending Mass at Holy Spirit Catholic Church and went to use the restroom. I don't usually go to that church. I go there during lunch, sometimes at work. And as I was washing my hands, someone next to me said that I had a really nice tie. So I turned to my right, and it was an elderly man with a big smile. I said thank you for complimenting me, and he began to ask what I was doing that Friday. So we're at church, so it wasn't too bad, but I was getting a little bit uncomfortable. And I said, nothing, I'm not doing anything this Friday. And he asked me if I would join his Bible study Friday mornings at 5 o'clock in the morning, which was a little early, but I decided to do that. And ever since then, we have been friends. And he's been my mentor and coach in several aspects. First off, he's been a mentor to me in just living my faith. The Bible study group that I attended was reading the Sunday readings on the Friday morning with a group of Christian men that attended the church. And we would read the readings, talk about how they impacted us in our lives, and talk about how we led our Christian lives in the workplace and with our families. And the time that I spent with those individuals and attending that Bible study taught me how to be more involved in that church and in my Christian faith. And since then, I've attended other Bible studies, gone on retreats, and I think that was a good opening for me, and I feel Ted really led me into that type of relationship with others in the church. The second thing was he was my coach, my golf coach. How many of you have golf clubs and have never used them? Anyone? Ern? I had golf clubs for about 2 years, never used it, but I found out that Ted used to be a golf instructor, and he asked me if we wanted to go play golf. So he actually taught me at the San Pedro golf range how to play golf. And some of those basic things that he taught me, I still know today. He gave me a few books that had great pictures in them that I could read and look at. But he taught me, if you have never played golf, that to grip the golf club, you get your dominant hand and you kind of stick your thumb out, and then you get your other hand and you put your hand over your thumb, and that's how you grip the golf club. And then you kind of bend over and like you're sitting down, and you're sitting down on the chair. So some of those things I've learned, I've kept with me, and now I can go play golf with people at work or after work, and I'm actually competitive. I'm usually not the last one, maybe the second. Maybe the last person with the worst score, but I have learned a lot, and I actually use my golf clubs now. The last thing was that he was a friend, coach, and mentor in just my marriage and being a father. He was in his 80s when I met him, and he taught me how to handle marriage situations. If something was going on with my wife, I could talk to him about it. If something was going on with my kids, at that time I only had one child. So, always the question, are you going to have more children? How are you planning on working with your family life? And I could go to him and I could ask those questions and we could talk about that. So he's really had an impact in my life in not just going to church on Sundays, but actually going and actually wanting to do more. Now, on Sundays, I read the readings. My daughter helps altar server. My kid, my son, and my wife are in choir. So we're all very active in church. I like to go play golf now, and every time someone wants to go play golf, I'll go out and play when I can. And I feel that I probably never would have ever used my golf clubs if it wasn't for him. And lastly, just the mentorship and the guidance he gave me, being a good Christian husband and father, and what I learned from him is very important. Unfortunately, we don't get to meet as often. He's not as mobile, and I have a much larger family. I don't get to go out and meet as much. But we see each other still, and we talk about the times that we've had, and we definitely need to get together more often. But I want you all to kind of think of next time you go to a public bathroom or anywhere in life, that there might be that person, right, that somehow you meet, you talk to, and you could become friends with if you just have that initial conversation, or you get to know someone, or maybe you offer and talk to someone that you may see around that you could be their mentor. So, Toastmasters.